Welcome back, everybody, to Tilt City here on FSI. I am Alex Hooper, joined by Tom Stoss, here to wrap up game week 7 of the Premier League. Before we get going, of course, got to ask you, please like the video so more people can see it and join us and join the community. If you haven't subscribed to FSI, there's so much going on. Again, like last week, a $239,000 winner in NFL. So, like, that just became free, or not free, sorry, bad advertisement. Discounted is the word I was going for. So check it out. Come on over, and then obviously comment if you want to get in on the conversation. So yeah, it was a weekend. It was a much better weekend than I've been having. I think I figured out some things about my play, so that's good. And we'll get into it. Before we do, Tom, how you doing? What are you tilting about?
I kind of had a nice weekend. Yesterday, I just put the lineups in and went for a nice long walk down in Akron for a bit, so that was great. And it had to come in the form of Gerard Bowen, who always, I go to him, he gets like 10 points, and when there's 44 points to be had, I don't get to him like I did. I just decided let's throw the dice on that one, and he pulls in the goal, the one West Ham goal. So
He
sent me out of tilt.
That was towards the end of the match.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was just like, all right. I mean, it's just one of those days. It still worked out. Like I've gotten in a nice boring spot where I like cut even or like make $1 on the day. And like it's boring, but it's I don't know. It's a nice spot to be in, I guess.
Sounds like you might need to get a little more variant.
No, I'm scared.
Yeah, that's generally how it goes.
No, I do.
So my problem before we start looking at it, like, I have found that I was doing that too much. You know, I've been listening to a lot of more advanced stuff and playing different sports, dabbled in NFL a little bit, playing stuff with like large fields. Like I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of people where you have to get like real different and get a lot of leverage. And then I was looking and I'm like, I'm playing, you know, on a weekly basis, I'm playing weird lineups in these $4 GPPs where it's like 297 entries. Like I don't need to get that weird. So it's $1,000 to first in those, and like I should be doing better, and I probably would have had I not been leveraging a bunch. So you will see Saturday I did all right. Today I did very well, and it was because I went back to, you know, kind of how I used to be playing. So
what are you tilting about? Is there anything? It's got to be something, man.
I'm tilting. If I had to come up with anything, like I'm tilting about prize pools because I lost so much money in the last couple of weeks that like I would have to win a couple of those $4 to make it back, and I'm just far away, so I'm just going upstream. It's not really a tilt as much as like a dread, an existential crisis. I don't know.
Yeah, that's good to know too, because yeah, that's what's on the other side of this is like, well, if you go down big, right? Yeah, you get a long climb back out playing some of these. Yeah.
Like realistically, like a month ago, I was up $6,000 on the year, something like that. Wait, no. Okay. No. I was up about $4,000 on the year. And now after today, I'm up like $200 on the year. Like $200. Like in 2 weeks, this will be the anniversary of our show. And to only have like $200 come out of that is kind of sad. But
hey man, it's what they say, you know, like when you start a business, whatever, what's it like, you're gonna lose money. Right. Let's take this as a business. Let's just gotta start. We got, you know, it's good to have that foundation. 200 up.
Yeah, I mean, I got there, I flew close to the sun, and I went to, you know, I started playing bigger contests, and I started getting weird, and I think I stuck with that a little bit too much, but now I'm back where I'm used to, and it's not as much of a issue. But all right, let's go a little more low level view and look at this week and get right into it, and then I'll kind of try and point out some of the things that I was doing if that matters to anyone. But okay, 4-game slate, pretty much all about what are you going to do with Chelsea, and then what are you going to do elsewhere? Like, who do you think actually wins these matches? The prevailing thought was the best GPP team was Burnley. They weren't. Burnley did a Burnley and did not score a goal and kept a clean sheet. very Burnley-esque. The two things they're good at, not scoring goals and not giving up goals. Norwich, not good at not giving up. They gave up a lot of goals. Didn't hear. So I guess we don't really need to look at it. Clean sheet, and we'll see what the points shook out like. Well,
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to tell looking at this what it was and which it was. Anyway, go ahead.
I will say this: I played plenty of Norman, I played plenty of Loughton, I played plenty of Wood, and I played a decent amount of Tarkowski, and they were just like yellow. So like I'm losing points off the bat, and then Lennon ended up being a $3,400 guy, an attacker on a team that I thought would score. So I got to him for some value. He subs out early, which I expected. And then Wood subs out when I wanted Barnes to be in the starting lineup. I had pre-built 20 lineups, most of them with Barnes because I'm an idiot. And then Vidra starts, he's more expensive than Wood. So like those lineups are all screwed up. So even though this gave us nothing, this is what made me tilt the most from the weekend from like an EPL standpoint is Sean Dyche screwed me up quite a bit.
He'll do that. Yeah, I coming out of Galazzo, I didn't have high hopes. I peppered him in a little too much.
Yeah, I did that. I probably did that too. So my three main stances on this slate were like, we'll say four, because there are 4 games and I had a stance that correlated with all of them. All 4 of them are wrong. 1, I like Burnley for goals. Didn't happen. 2, I thought Leeds Watford was a great scoring environment. Thought there would be goals. We got one. It was Diego Llorente unassisted. Fantastic. Josh King, also, I like Josh King. He got hurt. So that's 3. Or 2, rather. 3rd, my big one was I kept saying, it's Wolves. Like, we don't care about Wolves.
Right. Yeah. That
you had to care. You had to care about Wolves. I thought they would give up a goal. I thought Newcastle had a chance to score. I didn't think they would do as much scoring. And it ended up being Hwang from Jimenez twice. The 2 most expensive guys. Jimenez more expensive than Lukaku. And Hwang wasn't even supposed to start. It was supposed to be Podence at 5,400. I loved him. And then all of a sudden, Hwang is like 74, 78, something like that. And I got him in one lineup because I was like, I need some exposure to him. And not enough to make a difference. So Jeff Hendrick sub scores Manquillo with the assist. So that's the other one. Go ahead.
Yeah, I totally forgot about this one too. I think it was about 9:58 or something like that. I realized, I didn't have any Wolves. I completely forgot about Wolves on this one. I was like, I didn't think I threw Jimenez in anywhere, not even him. And yeah, so that came back to bite me. I honestly don't know how I broke even yesterday, but it worked out somehow.
Yeah, same. Really, yeah. I think I just had my one good lineup. My last lineup was my best lineup, and it didn't even place particularly high. All right.
Yeah.
So number 4, 4th spot was what we're going to do with Chelsea, and for me it was find one guy and move on. So let's see, 3 different scorers. All right. Yeah. So Chalobah from Loftus-Cheek, who neither of which were slated to start.
Right.
Timo, who made a lot of sense as leverage to Lukaku, did score. I didn't want to get to Azpilicueta because I thought he was going to end up possibly dropping back into a back 3 or just not be worth 5,100. He was, even without the assist. And then Ben Chilwell, 100% of my lineups, he scores. That's nice. But I had a conviction, even in Galazzo, if you can remember, one of my first builds, I'm like, and then you play James Ward-Prowse to like completely leverage against Chelsea. And I didn't use him at all, not even in my Southampton run back lineups. And that was a bummer. I didn't realize he got a red.
Yeah. I saw that first coming back from that walk when I was out. I was like, I didn't realize he had scored. And then I saw the red card. I was like, well, because I didn't get him in anywhere either. And I don't know. Yeah, Chilwell's what saved the day for me looking at this, I realized. But yeah, I definitely didn't see the red card. So
super high owned, but the goal definitely helped.
Yeah.
Can you hear the ice cream man?
I wish. No, I can't hear the ice cream man.
It's right outside my door. It's very loud.
I know I asked you yesterday, but I wanted to bring it up again. So Chalobah, if he's a defender, I think he was in the 3,000 range. If he is like forward like that, I feel like that's a guy you have to keep. That has to be the guy you go to, especially Chelsea against Southampton.
So was he forward?
Well, I don't on on the lineup it was like he was. Oh no, I don't know. Never mind. He played out to the right. They originally had him like ahead of Thiago.
So see how this worked?
Yeah.
Azpilicueta to push
Okay.
up, and then Chalobah kind of moved in that spot, and I would guess Kovacic dropped back. Yeah, see, he protected that back three, kind of like how Højbjerg used to do. And so generally when you have wing backs, you have one of the deeper lying mids drop and play a center back out of possession. So really the thing about Chalobah, the reason I went to him as much as I did, and I had more of him, but I got off of him late because I had like he and Lennon as opposed to something else. He was the cheapest one.
Right.
And it was lineup based. I was only doing it where I was playing Mendy. I was just correlating. So that's the only reason I got to Chalobah as much. It was just like I was playing for a lot of clean sheets. So that's where I went.
Okay.
So here you go. Here's that.
Oh yeah, nice. Okay.
So I was playing for the Leeds Watford scoring environment. McNeil was the best play on the slate, point for $1. And then Norman was just a nice floor play for 5,000. He was the best guy available for, I was looking for a goal here, obviously, and had some upside here. So I didn't need as much upside here. And then I was planning for, just the Chelsea thing and not a goal from Chalobah. But I was expecting the opposite scores here for these two. But that's kind of where I was going with it. And that was my last lineup. But so does that make a little more sense?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I would have thought Mendy would have. Oh, I guess it's a Southampton 1 goal on a penalty. I don't know. Yeah, he got about where you expect it when he doesn't get the clean sheet there.
Right.
Yeah. So wait, would you say about McNeil was you said he was the best play?
Yeah, best play point per $1. Like forward wise.
I don't believe it. Okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, that makes sense.
But
McNeil is I'm a hater of McNeil and Bowen equally. For some reason, maybe it's just the uniform. I'd like transferred some of the hate over to one or the other.
I know
they both let me down.
About this.
This is an old thing from last year. It never made sense, and I could never make something useful, not teachable out of it. I'm just dumb.
Bias is bad.
I'm biased. Yes, it is.
If you have that feeling towards someone, you should probably realize it and realize that you need to play them every now and then when it's warranted.
Right.
I had that sort of thing with Timo Werner, for what it's worth.
I think the thing that I real quick with McNeil, I thought that Burnley would. It's kind of like the same thing with Bowen, where I expect him to get like 15, and then someone else, a couple more guys on the team, to get like 20 or 30. Like I expect, like just might as well just go for Antonio and not worry about Bowen. See, that sort of thing.
In GPP, that's a perfect thought. In cash, it's not what you want to do. And so it just depends on it's a balance of upside and floor. So like if you're playing Antonio on, was that today's slate? Yeah, today's slate. Like where if he's up in the double digits, generally guys with 5-figure salaries, you need 2 goals from. Unless it's like a De Bruyne, who, if he gets 1 goal, he's going to have a goal's worth of floor points. So you don't need that. But if it's a guy who doesn't have a floor, then you don't need to balance it out. But then, like, all of a sudden, if you're playing Lukaku, like in this, like, you needed 2 out of him. And no, he didn't score either. So, he handicapped your lineup so much. And you have to know that going in. So the reason McNeil was so good is because the guys at the top were Lukaku, and then it was like Adama Traore, and Sar at 93, Jimenez at 9.
Yeah.
So like Sar was probably a better play than McNeil, but McNeil saved you an extra 1,000. So like how much better was he? And that's just really what you're weighing. And that's why, I was just cloning my lineups from my core and then like making the necessary upgrades to get upside in spots where I thought I could find it. And I don't know that I swapped out McNeil more than twice.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah. It's always a matter of like, because I do that too, especially this one, but I just was picking on the wrong guys. It was not having the Wolves guys in there probably held me back a lot. Like I said.
And I don't know if they scored great other than the guys who scored. We'll take a look at the top because I know they're up there. So just looking at a couple of my lineups really quick, just to show what I was doing. Wood, I thought this was a 1-0 situation and Wood gets one. He didn't. I was just trying to go light on Chelsea, leverage off of Lukaku, get that Werner goal, get the floor from Chilwell, get the environment from Leeds, cheap. And I already talked about Norman and he got there. So that was where I was going. Everything but Lukaku, which you'll see at the top. I went to Lennon because he was so cheap. Got King hoping for a cheap goal. Wow, Sarr was horrible. I did not realize he put up 1.32.
That makes a lot of sense because that was the guy I was trying to find my way to a lot, right? Because I thought that one was going to be a 3-2, 2-2 sort of deal. Yikes!
Oh boy, I didn't realize that.
What happened?
67% possession for Leeds. Like that doesn't.
Oh wow!
Happen. No wonder Watford fired their manager.
Oh really? Did that happen? Wow.
Yeah, they did.
Oh no! Isn't that Cisco? No.
It might have been.
No. Oh damn. Oh well.
I think they fired him. I heard they fired him. I didn't. Let's see.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm on the case. They did. Jeez.
Oh, I looked Wolves manager.
Yeah, let him go. Someone's got to hire Zisco.
He gone. All right. So my third lineup was actually. It's funny. These look nothing like my original builds because I had to get off of Barnes, find somewhere else, and I found my way to Jimenez. Got to Trincao, hoping I could get him on the corner. Loftus-Cheek was a fantastic value, and then he got the assist, so that really propped him up. But then, I didn't get anything out of Wood. It's basically like Wood and King doing nothing really hurt because that's where I got for my cheap stuff. Like James got me a decent floor. Westwood got me a decent floor. But, King being hurt, Janul is what worked out. Thanks to Blender shouting that out on the RotoWire pod because I would not have been on him otherwise.
Oh, jeez. No. Wow.
I didn't realize that he was even scheduled to start. So, yeah, so you see kind of the basic core here with what I'm doing. A lot of Werner to fade Lukaku, trying to get to Watford, trying to get the Leeds, McNeil and everything, and then just filling kind of floor from there. A lot of Darlow, which hurt as well.
Yeah, right.
Oof.
Did Emmanuel Dennis didn't do very well either. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I mean Watford didn't do anything.
No, it was pretty bad. Danny Rose had a great day though.
Danny Rose. We love Danny.
I'm glad. Good for him, man.
Yeah.
He should have been on Watford years ago.
Yeah, no, it's at least two. Hudson-Odoi was bad too. All right, let's look at my worst lineup.
Oh yeah.
Vidra got hurt. Burnley didn't do anything. Sarr was bad. Matt Ritchie did Matt Ritchie stuff, and then obviously Wolves scored. So Fernandez wasn't going to do anything. But all right, let's look at the top. Emu up, great player.
Very nice.
I don't think Hwang, damn it. I don't think Hwang was in it. I saw this already. Let's take a look. All right.
Yeah, I just looked at it too. Okay. Yeah.
So it was
even Hudson-Odoi in there. Wow,
that's crazy. Yeah, it's the everything but Lukaku Chelsea build, which when Burnley didn't get there, made this a lot easier. I mean, really nothing else but Wolves got there. Like the other big favorite got there. So that's how you end up with this.
Yeah, all you can do is really pull ahead by even a couple more points to tinker here and there.
Right.
That's a good one.
So I don't really know anyone else up here other than 4th and 29. So let's look at these other top lineups.
Yeah.
This is just that's a lot of floor. And then you get Chalobah and yeah.
I'll do it.
And getting off of Lukaku and getting to Werner. I mean, 17.7% for Timo Werner in this spot was like, that's wild.
Yeah. He didn't miss finally.
Right. He did early, but.
Oh, good.
All right. So yeah, that to me looks like it doesn't have enough upside, but it's 4-game slate and this is a smaller contest and there weren't a lot of goals. So that's kind of what you want to build for is low scoring slates because if it's a high scoring slate, you need a lot of stuff to happen. And the more you add onto a parlay, there's a reason you make a lot more money. That's essentially what you're doing.
Yeah, that's driving me crazy because I feel like I could have made that last one, but I did like Sar instead of Jimenez there or something like that.
Right.
There was too much of that going on.
Chan,
Right.
2.1.
Wow.
Ooh, all right. Very little correlation. A lot of floor plays plus Werner. And you got the Meslier clean sheet and low ownership. So
Nice.
yeah, I mean, you didn't need a lot of upside. All right, so Emu up with more of that. Went to Newcastle with Rafinha. Really liked Hudson Odoi.
Yeah, it's funny. I have funny these ones in here.
The fact that this lineup even worked is crazy.
Oh yeah, Jimenez will do it, and I'd like to see a lot of his other ones, like how much mixing up Lukaku. Oh, he had Lukaku here. Oh shoot, never mind. Oh,
really quick, let's look at Charlie's and then we'll look. Yeah, Charlie's smart, got there. Went to Popers, Tarkowski with the pair. Wow, clean sheet and only 1.5. That sucks. But I mean, you get so much leverage from Chan here that you don't need a lot of the other stuff. All right, let's look at Emu up really quick and then we'll move on. All right. This is about where we were. No, we were up here. So, all right. So swapping out Hudson Odoi, Foster and Richie, get a little more floor in that one.
Yeah.
Oh, he really went with Chelsea here, huh?
That's crazy. Like everything and then also Lukaku. I can't believe you can make that work.
These are a lot of studs and duds lineups for sure. Because like 3,400 Lennon, Chalaba, go down on Cruel, and then 2 10s. This one's more balanced. I mean, Wood scores here, and this one's, the second best lineup, which I think a lot of people can say. Yeah, 33.5% of the field can say. So yeah, he stacked Chelsea. He didn't really do the Chelsea fade thing a bunch, which it worked out for him.
Yeah, because then you get everyone else, and those are the people that scored in this one.
Well, and with the build, I mean, like if you listen to what I did, if you listen to what Gator did, if you listened to RotoWire, I don't know how much, that's what I listen to on a daily or a weekly basis. I don't know what other soccer content's out there, but if you listen to all of that, all of a sudden you're hearing a lot of people say, don't play Chelsea. So playing Chelsea is a nice way to get different.
Yeah, I'm starting to think you guys are trying to game to a certain result here. I don't know. I don't know how much I like that anymore.
That would be something you could worry about if I did the opposite of what I said, but I do literally what I say. And Blender talks about it all the time. Like he basically says what he's going to play in cash, like come run him down.
That's true. If you came a couple of weeks in a row and you were like, I changed my mind, and it worked out again. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I don't have one Chelsea stack, so.
All right. I don't
know. Really quick. Let's see. Oh, Brighton Arsenal didn't score. So how do you win that sort of? You get a lot of floor and you play defenders with floor, like Mark Cucurella, who I don't know why he's a defender, but he was. Hey, Emu up 1 again. What a great day for him. So yeah, this is set taker. Wide guy. I don't know who takes Odegaard is horrible. And he's technically their set taker, but same thing with him. Defender. That's how you get that. What did we do to win? Play the keeper. You get 2 extra points than a clean sheet defender. How about that? I don't really want to look at this anymore because what did Charlie do? This is a 0-0 build. That's why you play both keepers. And Charlie's smart. Got the cheap wide defenders, got the other wide defender, got the best floor on the slate, play 0-0. Realistically, every showdown, especially one between Brighton and Arsenal, you should make a 0-0 build. It's a very easy build.
Yeah, especially Arsenal coming up against an actual defensive team instead of a fake defensive team.
Yes,
it's gonna end up 0-0.
I like the way that you put that. That's very accurate. All right, let's get to today's classic slate because this was the good one. I actually did very well. A couple of takedowns. We actually have a takedown to talk about. So, 3-gamer. Leicester and Palace was about at even odds. Tottenham was slightly more favored, and West Ham was the biggest favorite on the slate. So fade them. Let's see. bunch of weird goals here, right? 2 subs. Yeah, Schlupp and Olise.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And then Vardy and Iheanacho. And you know I love playing them together. So guess what I did?
Yeah. Oh, good. All right. Yeah.
Harvey Barnes was cheap also, so that was helpful.
Yes, he was.
Still,
Yes, he was.
he's not going to be as
Usually,
cheap.
he's been. I feel like he's been 5,700 for weeks. I feel like the
Yeah,
last
yes.
time he got an assist, he got up to 5,700, and that's where he's been. So
Yeah,
maybe he'll be like 6-1 or something like that. Who knows?
probably. I'm going to skip Spurs really quick.
Yeah.
So sub goal header at the off, that actually kind of hurt me a little bit.
Yeah.
Your boy, 80th minute, Jared Bowen, from your actual boy.
From my boy, who that helped me out a lot.
Good.
That saved me.
And then Emblemo, who was very cheap, and he's a very good player, and I played a good amount of him today, so that was helpful. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the one that really I was building, and I was like, I have way too much of this Villa Spurs match. But the reason was I was playing either Kane and Son. I was playing Son and a cheap Ndombele for correlation, or I was playing Son and a cheap Højbjerg for correlation. And Højbjerg scored the opener. The other reason I was on this game a lot is because if you watch Golazzo, I went to look at who crosses the most and who gets crosses against the most. And Spurs have given up like 107 crosses already this year, and the second team was 88. So there was so much cheap value. Like,
yeah.
Well, we can look at it in a second. Ollie Watkins had the most XG. That's why I played him. I was just trying to figure out who to play, and he had a lot more than Danny Ings. So I just played him. He was cheap. I played him. Target was very cheap in Showdown, and a nice way to get off of Cresswell.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And then this was Lucas Moura from Sun, for what it's worth. And then they changed it. I don't know why, but I don't care.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I could have sworn I didn't see an own goal in the notifications. Okay. Yeah, I got to look at XG on that, because man, you were not kidding about the Villa guys. When I was trying to build against Spurs a little bit, it was like I had so much more left over when I was trying to put in like Danny Ings or Watkins or whatever.
Yeah, they were cheap.
Yeah, they sure were.
All right, so I did win this one. I had first and second until I want to say both these guys have Hugo, because something pushed them up again, or Raya maybe. He was the cheapest keeper. But all right, so here's how I won. Emblemo at 5,500. Watkins was cheap. Got to Villa. I mean, Kufal has been great and was good leverage off of Cresswell. Got your savings. Got me to Tony, who did well enough.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I thought I would see him well, I was wondering if you had gone to Emblemo and Tony at the same time, and like knowing how well you did, I don't know. I expected Tony to do a lot worse. So yeah, that was a good pairing.
So 7, 8, 9 were my 3 best.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
what? Oh, this is my cash lineup. No, it wasn't. But I got the Bowen goal, which was cool. Target and Kufal again. Just took the cheap, here. And McGinn at 54. I think Douglas Luiz, with the majority of their sets, was like 49. I want to say he was cheap.
He was, yeah, he was a good amount cheaper.
It
was pretty nice to get in every once in a while. Yeah, I had a good amount of him too.
And then I just got the Zaha here. So pretty much, if you see, like, I didn't change much.
No, this is a lot of Villa.
Yeah, and
I'll do it, man.
It was just cheap value, man. I was just looking for force because it's a 3-game slate, and like I didn't expect a ton of goals on it, and I shouldn't have yesterday either. But I expected a little more out of Burnley. I didn't expect that few. And then this is just another 2v2. Here's one after. I bet it's very similar. No, it's not. Pair still got these two because this is kind of a game script where Spurs go up early and these 3 guys just cross their faces off. Pair these two. Love Nacho. Got the ownership. Got the goal. Right. And then decent drop off. Well, let's look at these last 3 and then we'll go back to the top. There's the Vardy and Nacho. Paired them here. Got different with West Ham and Emblemo because that price was great. He was literally my last man in. Same sort of thing here. With I loved playing those 2 Villa guys. Wanted to leverage against Leicester. Raya was cheap, fit. I liked Zaha from a floor and upside potential. And same sort of thing with these guys. Here's my Højbjerg. These 2 paired. This was a West Ham I thought this was supposed to be Ogbonna.
Oh.
Those jerseys got me, but yeah. So then I was
Yeah.
just going for like the defensive stack a lot or West Ham. So really quick, let's look at Solly. Solly's very good. Say okay, Kane and Son. Same thing here. Drop down, got McGinn, and went Mbeumo. So you're kind of on the same page. Barfly, our guy from from FSI, he's very good. He's not been playing very long. He's gotten very good very fast. So West Ham stack minus Antonio. Got some love against Spurs. He's an Arsenal fan. Got the Watkins goal, and yeah, I mean that's just a. So this is something. Remember when we talked about Ryan Belangi, Ride a Great, talking about how like smaller slates can be more like showdowns.
Yeah.
Like this is, I mean,
Yeah.
this is a script, really, like goal, assist, or could be the other way around, but floor, upside, and then floor, big time upside, and then a defensive stack is generally a nice thing to do, sometimes 3, and then the upside of that game. So he's like, I think Villa's gonna win, I think West Ham's gonna win, I think Palace is going to win or hold their own or do better than Leicester. And all you have to do then is like, all right, I'm picking 2 underdogs and the favorite. So I'll take the best guys from the underdog and I'll take the non-chalk guys from the favorite.
Right. Yeah.
Or the floor guys from the favorite and then a non-chalky goal scorer.
Yeah. Yeah. Which that'll get you there. I've been doing the Saturday or the Sunday classic a lot more with that in mind. And it's thinking about it that way it's a little bit more motivating to find all those different pairings that you don't necessarily get to. Not pairings, but the groupings you don't get to on Saturdays sometimes. It drives me a little crazy on Saturdays.
Yeah, the bigger slates, like I think it gets considerably more difficult with a 4th game.
Yeah.
A second game to a 3rd game, like a second game is like a wild card. Second game, you can take like the best 2 floors at forward, the best 2 floors at midfield, the best 2 floors at defender, pair your keeper, and then just pick a weird potential goal scorer at utility and just do that 20 times. And I think you have a shot to win.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a guy like Son, who's like high floor, super high upside. Those guys make it so easy.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Jay. I mean, you get so much leverage. 53.8, man. That's too much.
I was wondering how you get it to work with Antonio, because this is what hit me more than anything today was not instead of Son and Antonio, I went a little bit more Antonio than Son when neither or just Son was the way to go. I guess probably not neither.
Just because Antonio needed 2 goals. Son doesn't need 2 goals.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Son had an assist and just did a bunch of other stuff.
He usually does, yeah. And that was like last week against Arsenal. He had a great game points wise because he'd already had a great floor and then put that goal in.
The fact that Son is half as owned as Antonio,
that's kind of crazy. Yeah.
That's just that's straight up dumb.
People just see those 40s, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, if your game, you shouldn't look at game logs.
No, right? Yeah.
Because game logs tell you what happened. They don't tell you the environment. They don't tell you like the bigger picture of the season either. Like even looking at stats the way I do can be bad. I've made such big, especially 7 games in, like that's not a huge sample size. You can kind of start to get an idea at this point, like who's doing what, and then figure out like, all right, in this game environment, what might happen. But like, if I'm making all of my decisions based on XG, like at a certain point, those guys will have enough goals that their ownership will go up. And then all of a sudden I'm just handicapping myself by doing that sort of thing. So, yeah, I don't know.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we've talked about it before. It's just like something like this, you got to weigh the upside against the floor, and like huge upside here, upside. Like you put this build out there and you say, I need Antonio to score 2, I need Watkins to score, I need Suchek to score or assist, I need Ayu to score or assist. Like, you are setting yourself up to fit. Like, you're just like, all right, if I planned on 15 points for Bowen and I planned on 8 points from Target and I planned on, we'll say clean sheet Martinez, like 10, like you're like, okay, I have 40 points. Like, how many do I realistically need? If you look at something like my lineup, not to toot my own horn, but like, I don't need to worry about him scoring. If he does, I have a chance. Embuemo is kind of the same sort of thing, even though his floor has been a lot lower than it used to be. He had a low floor in this game. But I'm like, I don't need to worry about this. I don't need to worry about this. I don't need to worry about this. I just needed this and this, really. And you know, it didn't work out exactly like that. Like, Tony got me a 4, which is weird. And I didn't necessarily expect this much out of these guys, but it's a small slate, so if it happens, it happens. Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, I was gonna I think the issue was here then that I had Antonio just too much, and you expected him to. I did expect him to put 2 goals in against Brentford. I could have seen that happening. I just
did you expect it, or did you think it might happen?
I thought it might happen.
Yeah.
And that's probably only a couple lineups worth of a build versus half of them more than that.
And if you do that and he does score 2,
yeah,
you're going to leave everyone else in the dust, except when he's 58% owned. Like, congrats.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I'm up here with everyone else now. Hopefully my 3,000 guys go off.
You're better than 42% of the field because you had this wild outcome.
Yeah. So. I swear I am going to learn about Antonio. I'm gonna figure out the right balance. I will. That's been the big thing of this opening part of the season. I'll get it.
Just look at your lineups and think about what has to happen for it to work. And also, like, we don't have ownership projections in soccer. Like, I have a hard time. Like, there are times where I pull up the $4 and I'm like, I had no idea anyone, like Chris Wood at 33%. I should have known, because we were all like, Chris Wood. And
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
when it happens, I shouldn't be like, what? Like, I don't think I'm a huge influence, but I know a lot of people listen to those other dudes. And I mean, enough people listen to us to where it probably shapes it a little bit, but there are times where I'm just like, I wouldn't in a million years thought Antonio would be 58% owned here.
Yeah, that's wild. I guess Brentford's a big dog there.
But if you think it's going to happen, which we had reason to think he would be high owned, they were the biggest favorites on the slate against a newly promoted team, and he's gone crazy. So, like, you should look at it and assume, like, he's going to be owned. So all of a sudden you should be like, I am not going to do that. And if he beats me, he beats me. You hedge it by making some lineups with him.
Okay.
But then you got to get weird elsewhere.
I think I have a good sort of comparison with what I was doing last year with UCL a little bit with the Ronaldo fade, to where it was like, I did get him every once in a while, but it was like, I could find a guy to pull in 15 or 20 somewhere else. I can worry about that.
Yeah.
And then when it doesn't go off, it's like, oh yeah, even better, because half the people had him.
Right. And you have to think, like, again, with that ownership, if you get it right, like, you haven't won anything because so many people are also going to get it right. You have to get the other stuff right. So once you say, okay, I'm going to play Antonio, and if he scores 2 goals, what else do I need? And, like, where else can I get different? So that's like running it back with Brentford, playing Antonio and the Tony or Embuemo here. Yeah. Or just full out Villa stacking, because
yeah, right. It's going to be really weird not correlating lineups when you're doing something like that too. You're going to be like, I had the Chelsea guy, I had Chalobah, I had someone else who scored a goal. Yeah, that's a tough one.
And that's what I did. Is if I had Lukaku, he was like my only Chelsea piece. If I had Mendy, I had the 2 defenders and then maybe Werner. And it turns out, like, having what's his name? Handsy boy, Loftus-Cheek. If you have him too, it ended up working out. But it's just a matter of, like, if you're going to play serious chalk, like, probably play some underdogs. You don't have to, like, stack an underdog, but, like, on a UCL slate, if City is playing Ferencvaros or someone from Ukraine, you're like, all right, I'm gonna stack City, but like, what else could happen here? Where if City does what I think they will, I can still leverage the rest of the lineups in this field. And it's like, just pick an underdog,
Right.
because you're not gonna be able to get like 5 City dudes and like Messi.
Yeah, right.
And if you can, everyone's gonna do it. And
Right.
if it works, there's gonna be a 20-person split of first place, and they're all going to get their entries back for winning, and then everyone else will lose, and it's just like, all right, next day. So it's, once you get past, like, I don't know, if a core guy, I would have thought Son would have been 58% owned here, even though Spurs suck. Like, I would have thought he was more likely than Antonio, but that's, I guess, just me, because I think floor and upside, not just like upside. Give me the upside. But
yeah, maybe people like expect too much out of Kane or something like that. I don't know why you would. But
he was 85,
yeah.
so that helped. Yeah, he was more owned than Son.
Ah, okay.
That
yeah.
makes sense, but barely.
Yeah.
He was barely more owned.
Yeah, look at that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, so I don't know. It was a weird one. It wasn't, but it was.
That West Ham loss, it really changed the I don't know, the outlook of it a little bit.
That's what you want to see.
All right.
What was my worst? Wow. Hey, look, I played Antonio. Oh yeah, I punted Norgard a couple times. Yeah, there's another one. Oh, so my 2 worst lineups are Antonio lineups. See, that's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You need 2 goals, or else you are trash. If I would have got 2 goals out of him too, with what I had to do with the rest of my lineup, that would have put me at 93 points. Like, that's right here, 30th. Just because, like, that's what you kind of had to do to make him fit. And
yeah, it's tough.
Even with 2 goals, I don't know how else he works.
Yeah, you like have to pull in. I don't know. Yeah, you have to pick up goals everywhere else, pretty much, for all the floors for like 3,000 guys, 4,000 guys.
To be fair, too, right? Yeah, you do. You have to, and probably get a goal there to win a GPP.
Right.
So, like, I was not counting on Milivojevic scoring or anything.
Yeah,
like, that's not why I was putting him here. But I gotta give Antonio his due. Like, that's 10 points a floor.
Yeah, that's pretty good. But 10 points under 10,000.
If he was 30% owned, I would have felt a lot better about 10 floor points from him.
Yeah.
Especially being cheaper than Son. And Son, I mean, only had 12 floor points. So, all right. Anything else on this slate? I think we got a good chat out of that. I think we learned something there.
Oh yeah, man.
I find that we have more to talk about when I win.
The mood's better, there's something to look forward to.
Yeah. And that day that you killed it in Showdown, we broke it down deep. Maybe it's like, if we,
can you pull up some of your some of the ticket ones, some of the qualifiers that you had won?
Yeah, let's find some here. Did this already tend to?
I'm always curious about what brings it in on those ones too.
Okay.
And it might be pretty clear just from like what you were building before, but let's pull up one.
Need to find one where 115 or something.
Next time I'll ask you beforehand. You don't need to worry about it now.
No, that's fine. I want to look, and we're deep enough where anyone still watching they're here to the end. So I thought I won some today.
Yeah, you definitely got one. There's a $5 King of the Pitch that I was in.
I got a bunch.
Yeah, I know, because I was in them. I saw you.
let me refresh. They might not have cashed them out yet.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that might be it.
It's the Showdown.
But yeah,
sweeper.
Wow, I didn't do as bad in this as I thought. I don't know how, because my entry has Antonio and Tielemans in it, but I think Vardy saved me. Yeah, man, getting weird, it's hard. It's hard to get weird.
Did they get rid of it?
Oh no. All right, next time.
Yeah, they're like not here because I definitely won a ton of them today.
Trying to keep you down, man.
Unless it's still in here. Oh, no. How are my NFLs doing? Not great.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look.
Yeah, I guess it washed them out.
Oh, no kidding.
Let me pull it up on my phone. It's going to be, unless it's not there either, but it should be.
I have the one, but I can't screen share since I'm doing this. I'm doing this old fashioned with my phone.
All right. I will really quick.
What's up?
I did well in the showdown. We talked about this beforehand. Seventh place with a 5-1 Villa stack. 8th place with a 5-1 Spurs stack.
Yeah, not too much between them too. That's really funny.
Yeah. Two things on this really quick. Well, one was one we already talked about. Spurs give up a bunch. They're very, very concentrated in their points. You don't need more than like Son generally with them. Son plus goal scorers. And if they don't score, then you probably only needed Son. You may not have even needed him. What was the other thing? Oh, the other thing I wanted to highlight is when Oliver Skip plays with Højbjerg gets more forward. So
okay. All right. That makes sense. Yeah.
He's more of a value. Other than that,
okay.
Right, I'm gonna drop this and then I'm gonna try and find one of those tickets because I know they generally come up here. Hey, NFL's not bad right now.
Did you touch any Liverpool City at all? You don't need to, but you really don't need to pull that up. But
I did.
I was just curious.
I did. Yeah. I played low scoring because that's what I like to do with big.
You would think it would be a 2-1 or a 1-0 or something like that, 1-1 onto them.
Right.
And it's just, well, yeah, it was real tough. By the time KDB scored, I was like, okay, sure. You got Mane, you got Salah, you got KDB on the board. Great.
Yeah, right.
And then who else was the last one? I don't even. Oh no, Foden. That's right. Yeah, so even more.
Right. Yeah, I don't remember what the winner looked like, but it wasn't me. I did all right. I could pull that.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. The one. Go ahead.
So I won a $25 King of the Pitch today. My winning score was 89.92. That was what I put in. That won me a bunch of satellites.
Yeah, I think you probably have the same exact one in this one as well, the one I'm looking at.
But so my winner in the $1 was 113.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So that tells you right away what kind of lineup you need. I mean, occasionally I'll be in there and like the winner will have 136 and then second place will have 116. But it's like anything, and like we talked about, it's about how many people are in the contest. So I won that 89.98. I put it in a 7-person contest and I got second.
Huh. Okay.
The $25 King of the Pitch entry was 43 people.
Okay. And you won that one?
I won that one, but I didn't win the $3. Was it?
So I'm guessing, would that one also conceivably, if there was like 100, 200 people entries, do you think that one probably wouldn't pull in first in those ones, or
probably would not?
Right. Because people are definitely getting weird there. Like
yes.
Pulling in all sorts of all over the place.
Yep. You just look at you look at how many people. All right. So the person who beat me, I don't know who they are. Okay. So I will actually go through what that lineup looked like as soon as my app stops being trash. Okay. So second place was 88.46. So I won by 1.46 points. My lineup was Son, Bowen, Barnes, Luis, Cresswell, Kufal, Fabianski, Ogbonna.
Yep. All right. Yeah, it's almost like a cash lineup, man. That's really funny.
Yeah, it was. West Ham defense stack.
Yeah.
Cheap Barnes, cheap Luis, Son and Bowen core. So what I do with those generally, okay, so the tiers in the satellites, the tiers of what you can play,
Mhm.
you'll generally get like a $3 7-man. So I just play my
Okay.
cash lineup. Then sometimes you get like 12 or 13, and it depends on that one. Then it goes up
Okay.
to like 19 people, and I just make like one change. Like for a single entry, generally you want to play like your cash lineup with like one little tweak.
Right.
Take a stand on something, or like upgrade a Billy Gilmore and some other 500 level to like 2 or 5,000 level to some 4,000 guys who both have a chance of scoring or something like that. That's probably not the best example. Get off one chalk guy and find something better with a 2v2. That's
Yeah.
So then it goes up to like 23, kind of the same thing. And then you start getting up into the 50s, and that's where I play. I don't know, man. Like this really was more of a cashy lineup. And it was kind of a cashy slate. I mean, so Ollie Watkins, Bowen, and Buemo, both the Palace. So yeah, the actual goal scorers who started were Vardy, Nacho, and Buemo, Bowen, Højbjerg.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not really a cashy slate. Those are a lot of upside guys. So so I'm wrong. I don't know how I won with this one, honestly, but it's when it's fewer people, man, like you don't have to get wild.
Yeah. Yeah. Just get find a way to get like 5 points ahead of someone, 3 points, whatever.
Right. Yep. Or 1.46.
I'm gonna try next time. We'll see. I guess we'll see. I'll ask you which one to go for, which route to go next.
Yeah, you get used to it. You just it kind of goes off in your brain.
Sure.
And I've been losing a ton. I've been losing it. I've been playing, like I said, I've been playing over leveraged lineups, and of course I play a cashier lineup here and I win.
Yeah, I went 2 entries to these. I guess they have those every once in a while, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw those ones around.
So here's another one. 25-cent entries.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. This is 102 people. I didn't win this one. I finished 3 points back of Mookie, who's good. I played that lineup that I talked about. That was my best one. My other lineups were Vardy, Bowen, Barnes, McGinn, Cresswell, Cash, Schmeichel, Kufal. So I stayed basically with the floor of the West Ham wide guys. I thought Matty Cash would have a better day than Target, so that's why I played him. Played Schmeichel for the upside to pair with the Vardy goal and potentially Barnes, and then Bowen for floor plus upside, I guess.
Yeah, that's gonna whiff you, yeah, because
that was 13th.
I don't know yet. Okay.
15th was Son, Vardy, Barnes, and Dombele, not Højbjerg. Cresswell, Kufal, Fabianski, Ogbonna.
Okay. Yeah.
So the difference was from the one that won the other ones was Vardy and Ndombele versus Louise and Bowen. So it worked.
Yeah, conceivable too. It's just it didn't go that way.
Yep. You don't have to get too weird. You have to get a little weird, but don't get as weird as I was getting.
Right. Or me. I don't even know. What did I have going on? I don't know. I closed out of it already. Oh wait. Vardy. I thought Tielemans. I don't know. I must have taken a nap and had a dream that Tielemans did great. I don't know.
He was popping off at first.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
He came out firing, and we were like, "Damn it, he's on sets."
And it didn't. He stopped right about there.
Yeah.
Palace found themselves.
Yes, they did.
Anything else you want to get to, man?
No, dude.
You get that new FIFA yet? Did you get that going at all?
No, I had the beta, and like it didn't blow me away. I've actually started playing the old one.
Oh.
I started a player career.
Oh, okay. It's all right in the last one. I don't know if they made it any better in this new one because I'm not going to get to it yet. I'm still doing Ultimate Team crap, wasting money.
I hear the career mode is actually better.
I believe it. Yeah, that's gonna be probably once I get sick of it, of this, like in I don't know, in like March or something like that, I'll start doing a career mode.
The player mode, I guess, is more like an RPG thing.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted the whole time.
Yeah,
Oh God, now I'll have to do that. Oh.
you actually like interact with your manager and stuff.
That's all I ever wanted. I also did want to like have like a house that I could build or whatever. But
Oh man, the NFL 2K5 crib situation, that was the best.
is that where that was? Because I feel like I
Yeah.
remember that in one of the basketball ones too.
I think
They
they
had
I
something
think
like
they
that.
ported it over, yeah.
Well, they should. They should be in everything. You should get to
Right.
do. You should have a real career where you get to make bad decisions or good decisions, and your morale meter goes up.
I like it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's funny that
I
player career, they tell you what your wage is. Like it matters. Like you don't get extra
oh.
experience points or anything. It's just like you make this a week. I'm like, great,
That's
I'm
what I'm saying.
bored.
Like, who cares? Yeah, yeah. And you're always really underpaid too. And it's like, oh well, this doesn't matter. I can't negotiate for anything.
Right.
I haven't really noticed anything in the difference in the gameplay besides I'm worse at it. That's about the only thing I've noticed.
I liked it's a lot slower, which is what they keep trying to do. Like you can't just bomb it upfield. You have to play through the midfield, which it took a step in that way last year. But they really did it, and the defense moves a lot more as a unit. You don't
Yes, they
get
do.
you
Yeah,
don't get guys
yeah.
running out of like left field. So yeah, it's more like you got to play like soccer, which is what you want. But also, I'm sure online it's still cheesy as hell.
I'm not. I only played one Rivals game and it went terribly, so I'm scared of it.
I told myself I'd only buy FIFA if I was gonna just dive right into Ultimate Team Online and just like play competitively, because that's where I had the most fun last year, because I actually got good for a second. But I don't need to like wake up like, dude, I'm ready to go, because I only really get to play video games at like 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah, once it's dude, I can't play 3-4 games a day. I can't do like squad battles, like get up to the elite levels, because I don't have the time. I want to hang out. I don't want to play this all day.
And that's where the economy is on those games. That's like how they build it for like people who can play all day, which makes sense for them, but like it definitely alienates. Like I don't want to spend $60 to like play career mode and not feel like rewarded at all, because they don't put as much into it. Like it'll be more fun, but it's still the same game. So I'm once it's on Game Pass, I'll play it. But
oh, good idea. Good idea. Yeah, I almost wish that I was still unemployed so I could get all the time out of it I needed to, but I'm not. I got a job now. I'm a grown man.
Yeah. Have fun.
All right, man.
You got to clean. I gotta eat. Let's go be grown men elsewhere. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in. You're gonna say
yeah. No, I was gonna say, if you please comment if you have an idea of how we can sign off of the show.
Right. Yeah.
As opposed to, all right, bye.
Bye. Leave a comment. That's all right. See you next week and leave a comment. That's all we'll sign up.
All right, bye.
That's a good sign up. See ya.